Hello. Hello. Hi, Priya. So from the last 4 years, I'm associated with many training organizations. So where I take this online trainings in BW, BO, and HANA. So that's quickly about my technical experience and training experience. Can you please let me know what is your background?
Yeah, but I haven't got a chance to work with BW too much. But I work quite a bit with SAP HANA, and also with prior to that, I worked with Business Object.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, let me quickly start. What is BW? What we are doing here, etc. So now, if you see this screen, so any kind of landscape, we have one OLTP and one OLAP system. So basically, OLTP stands for Online Transaction Processing System. So then we have OLAP, which stands for Online Analytical Processing System. Now, what is OLTP? So I mean, Online Transaction Processing System, that is fine, but basically, OLTP system is the one where your business transactions will happen. So this is the system where, for example, you have a SAP ECC, CRM, SRM, etc. So these are your business systems where day-to-day business transactions will happen. But when it comes to OLAP, OLAP is purely meant for your analysis, for your business analytics. So that's where the tools like SAP BW will come into picture. Now, so before we understand, we go more details into the OLAP and OLTP. So first, let's see. I mean, what does BW stand for? What we are doing? So BW stands for Business Warehouse. So currently we are in version 7.3. So it's a data warehousing tool from vendor SAP, right? Now, so ultimately, what we are doing with BW is for reporting, right? Now the question is, why can't I do the same reporting in the OLTP? Why do you require a separate system called OLAP for your reporting? So let's see quickly the features of your data warehouse. What is the requirement for a data warehouse? So also, I understand that you are already from a data warehousing HANA and business object background, but let me quickly put these features. What are the features of a data warehouse? So first thing is, I mean, the data warehousing concept started to reduce the burden on OLTP. Now, at the same time, you are running your business transactions and you are running some tens of queries in the backend. So obviously, it will put an additional burden on the OLTP. So, but OLTP system should be in a way such that it quickly responds to your business transactions. So thereby having a separate data warehouse tool, so it will reduce the burden on the OLTP. Next thing is your BW or a data warehouse will act like a central repository for your enterprise reporting. Now you may have n number of OLTP systems. Let's say you have ECC, CRM, some billing software, Lodestar, then a call center related software, IVR. Data is spread across multiple systems, but you will have single BW from all of these OLTP systems. You pull the data to BW, and now whatever is your reporting requirement, you directly contact your BW or your data warehouse. So it will act like a single place for your enterprise reporting needs. So that's where the next feature of a data warehouse. Then the next feature is efficient query processing. So you can handle from thousands of records, millions of records in quick time in a data warehouse when compared to the OLTP system. Because OLTP system is not meant for your query processing; they are meant for your day-to-day business transactions, OLTP operations, where most of the operations are inserts, updates, deletes. So you are storing in the normalized format. The data in the OLTP system is there in the normalized format, which is good for your inserts and updates. But when it comes to BW, so you are storing in extended star schema, or when it comes to BW on HANA, it is moving to regular star schema. Now you get a very good performance because of the extended star schema of the info cube. So efficient query processing, and then flexible reporting. So you have flexible features to build a report. Now for building a BW best query, a simple drag and drop of also can will do to build simple to medium complex report. So this will enable somewhat kind of flexible reporting and self-service for the end user. So if you see a super user from the client, they don't need to depend on IT for every simple reporting stages. They can themselves do their analysis by creating their own query. So this will enable flexible reporting and self-service for the end user perspective. Then the next feature of a data warehouse is historical reporting. Now let's say I want to analyze, for example, if you see this case, the user and the end user wants to analyze what is the total revenue for the last 5 years. Obviously, we require 5 years of data. So do we have so much of data in BW? Obviously not. So sorry, do we have so much of data in the OLTP system? In OLTP, typically you will not store data more than 1.5 years, data which is older than 1.5 years. Why? Because data has to be archived, otherwise you see performance issues. But when it comes to data warehouse, the name itself says it's warehouse, meant for storage, data warehouse. So you can store 2 to 7 years of data, even beyond that if it is required. So historical reporting is pretty much possible with the data warehouse. And then there is the next feature of BW. This is very much specific with BW when compared to the other database, that is called other data warehouse, that is called business content. This is nothing but predefined content with SAP. Meaning, when you install the BW product, you get some predefined content. So right from the extraction layer to the modeling and to the reporting, every object what you require, SAP has already developed it over a period of time. So that would be given as a part of the product. So that is called business content. Now with this business content, you can implement your warehousing solution very quickly. So short implementation time with less resources. So that is the advantage with this business content. A pre-delivered content from SAP. Now these are some of the features of why can't we do reporting in the OLTP. What are the advantages of OLAP or a data warehouse? So now that we understood that we are doing reporting in the OLAP, so for that what we have to do. Now every time a business transaction happens in the source system in the OLTP, data is generated. But now you are doing reporting in the data warehouse. So for this what you have to do? You have to do the ETL process. What is ETL? Extract the data from OLTP, transform into a reporting flexible format, and then load the data to data warehouse. So once the ETL process is done, then you will build some information models in BW, then comes the reporting part. So BW is single solution which will offer you these three aspects of your data warehouse: ETL, modeling, and reporting. So as a part of this course, we'll focus on all the three aspects of BW: ETL, modeling, and reporting. So that's quickly about what is a data warehouse, what is OLAP, what is BW. Now let's see the high level architecture of BW. Now here you see the bottom, you see this is called source system. What is source system? Any system which is acting as a source of data to BW is called source system. It can be ECC, or it can be a flat file, it can be an XML file, it can be even HANA if you are bringing data from HANA to BW. Okay, any system where you have your reporting data. Now when you bring this data to BW, you make use of a concept called data source. Data source is a mechanism through which you extract data to BW. Now from when you bring the data, you're using the first layer in BW, that is called PSA. So meaning when you extract the data to BW, first you will store it in a temporary storage called PSA. PSA stands for persistent staging area. Now from PSA you will load it to the different layers in BW. See here clearly master data is separated with the transaction data. So in BW master data is shared across your BW system, reusable master data. Then you can, for summarized reporting, you can store it in the data warehouse layer. So this is where your info cube will lie. For detail level reporting, you will use operational data store. Now you can build architected data mart for unified reporting. To send the data out of BW, we use a service called Open Hub service. So controlled extraction from the warehouse. So sometimes we may need to send the data out of BW. So for various scenarios, for example, to back to ECC or to back to a third-party tool where you are doing planning. So that's where you will make use of the Open Hub service. Now here you have a virtual provider. Virtual provider is something like it doesn't store any data. Virtual provider will not store any data, but when you run the query, during the query runtime, data is extracted from the source. So that is the concept of virtual provider. And then here you have your analytical services, nothing but you will have tools like BW BigQuery, Analyzer, Web Designer, Web Application Designer, or Design Studio, and then Report Designer. Or you can also directly connect with your business objects layer to BW. And then on the left hand side you have metadata and documents. So this is nothing but your system metadata, like information about your system. Like if I want to find answers, like how many BEX queries are there in the system, which info cubes are built, and on a particular BEX info cube, how many queries are built. The complete information about your system can be, you will get that information from the metadata repository. So this is the high level architecture of BW. So here quickly, you have a source system from which you pull the data to BW. Then you have PSA, the first layer in BW. From PSA you load it to a data warehouse layer or operational data store. You can store master data separately. Open Hub service for controlled extraction from BW. Virtual provider will bring the data, extract the data during the query runtime. So it is not efficient for large data volume. Metadata and documents will help you with your system information. So that's quickly about what is the architecture. Now let's see what are the source systems supported by BW. Now you can see these are the various types of source systems which SAP BW supports. You can extract the data directly from a relational database like Oracle DB2 Teradata, even SAP HANA using DB Connect. You can also extract the data from multi-dimensional systems like Hyperion using interface called UD Connect. To extract data from SAP systems like ECC, CRM, you can also extract data from one BW system to another BW using Service API. Then you have flat file interface, you can also load the data using flat files, XML files. And to extract the data from legacy systems, non-SAP tools, this is the area where BW is not strong. So that's where it will take help of an third-party ETL tool. So this ETL tool can be Informatica or DataStage. But now SAP has acquired BW. Now Business Objects has taken more prominence in this area to extract data from legacy systems to BW. So these are the various types of source systems supported by BW. Now this is a high level data transformation flow what we follow in BW. Now you have a source system. So you have to connect your source system to the BW. So that will be done using an RFC connection or a database connection depending on the type of source system. Now once the source system is connected to BW, the next step is to create a data source. What is data source? Data source will define the structure and the logic for your extraction of your data. Let's say I want to extract plant maintenance data, so a notification level data. So I have to design what are the fields I'm extracting, what is the logic required to extract the data. So those two coupled, you call it as a data source. Now when you extract the data using the data source, first data will be stored in a temporary storage called PSA. Here you see PSA. Now once data is there in PSA you will have data in the raw format. Now you can apply various business rules and then load the data to the target structure with the help of transformation. Then to schedule your data loads, you will make use of info package and DTP. So whenever you trigger an info package, Data would be extracted from the source system, loaded to the first layer in BW, that is called PSA, and from PSA if you want to load it to the target, you will make use of this DTP, data transfer process. So this is simplified one or two level data flow which would be used, which is currently used, but there can be complex scenarios where you load the data from one layer to another layer, likewise multiple layers. So quickly, let me show you how do you navigate within a BW system, what we can do. So if you see, you have to install a front-end tool called SAP Logon, which is a package-based application which has to be installed, which can be installed on your front-end machines to connect your BW system. Now, once you log in, so the first screen what you see in standard SAP network products is called Easy Access screen. From here, if I want to navigate, I can make use of a concept called T code. T code stands for transaction code. So there is a T code for SAP. I mean the most important T code what we use in BW is RSA1. Now enter the T code RSA1 here. It will navigate. You can navigate to a transaction or to a screen called Data Warehousing Workbench. Data Warehousing Workbench. Now here you can do various modeling. Let's say for example, I would like to show you one scenario where you are bringing plant maintenance data. See here, notification level data. I would like to analyze MTTR, mean time to repair an equipment. So let me show this data flow diagram. So select this cube, right click on display data flow. Okay, so here from this source system, let me enable the technical name. So this is SAP ECC. From SAP ECC, they are using a standard SAP delivered data source for maintenance notification, planned maintenance. I'm storing it in a detail level for detail level reporting DSO, and for summarized reporting I'm using InfoCube. From InfoCube I'm sending the data to a multi-provider which will act like a union. So to 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 give similarity with SAP HANA, you can treat this InfoCube as a analytical view. A multi-provider can be very much similar to a calculation view. Okay. Now this is OpenHub to send the data out of BW, so which will convert your multi-dimensional data into two-dimensional table. So from OpenHub, third-party systems can pick it up. For example, data services can read the data in case you want to extract the data from BW. Okay, so once these information models are built and the data flow is created, then comes the reporting part. Okay, so that will be taken care by the BW reporting or BO reporting. So in BW you have the tools like BW Bex Analyzer, Query Designer, Report Designer, Web Application Designer. But some of the tools now you can see BO is taking a role there. So now as a part of this course, what we are covering is, so in the standard SAP education, we have courses like SAP BW 310. Then we have BW 330. These both courses are for modeling in BW. Then you have SAP BW 305, 306. So these two courses will cover reporting in BW. Okay, and then we have BW 330, which is extraction, and then we have BW 350, which is performance and administration in BW. Okay, and then we have BW 362, which is nothing but BW on HANA. Okay, so as a part of this course, we will be targeting these 7 courses, the 7 standard courses from SAP. So you will get access to the customized material. You will get access to the various documentation which I have collected during my experience. So what I'll do is during the project, during this training, we will work on a real project. That is the advantage of working in BW. See, because now you have the standard business content available uh, even in the IDES, the training server of BW. Now you can see you can implement all of this data flow. These are some of the real-time project specs which I have worked. So we'll simulate this project in the during the training. So the course duration would be for 50 hours. It might go to 45 to 50 hours. So the plan is going for a weekday batch, where every day it would be for 1.5 hour session, okay, per day from Monday to Friday. Now this will go for like 1 month or 35 days till we complete the course.
And would we be starting off with a fresh empty system? Would we model
right. So sorry, I didn't get you.
I'm just wondering, when we start this project, do we start with a blank system, and we start modeling our own, modeling the data from scratch, or we start off with a system that's already modeled?
No, we'll start from scratch. We'll see a scenario where you start installing your data sources in ECC, modeling in BW, and then go for reporting. So we'll go with the scratch system, building each and every layer. Then the tentative start date for this course would be 9th October. Okay, so this would be completely a practical oriented session. So I will not deal with more theoretical parts. I would concentrate much on the practical session. So I'll try to put all my experience into the training so that we get close to a real-time scenario. I mean, it's definitely that we cannot simulate every scenario during the training within 50 hours, but we'll try to keep as many scenarios as possible close to the real environment. And then, so mock project, as I mentioned already, we'll share this. We'll do this a simulation of a real-time project. Each session is recorded so that you have access to the session recording. Now you can go back once you are done with the class today. You can go back and revise the topic. So session recordings will be available for your revision.
How long do we have access to the session recording? Is that videos that we can download, or
so these videos would be given at least. These are not downloadable recordings. You can play it online, and these session recordings will be available for at least 1 month after the training.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, so we'll make sure that you will get access to the session recording till you get comfortable with the course. The only thing what we see is sometimes these recordings are being shared, published in YouTube, so which we don't want that. But otherwise, we help in every manner that you complete the course and get accustomed with the tool. So as a part of my experience, yes.
During that 1 month when we have access to the recording, do we have access to a test system that we can play around with?
Oh, sorry, Jen, can you repeat? Access to the BW?
Do we have access to a BW system that we can play with after the training is finished?
Yeah, you get access to SAP BW. You get access to ECC for 2 months.
Okay.
So where you can connect 24/7. So just like the same way how I am doing connecting using a remote desktop machine, you would be connected the same way, and you get access for 2 months.
Okay, that's good.
And if you want to extend that, also that can be also done. You can talk to the training coordinator. I think with very nominal fee, you can get it extended for more period.
Okay.
So I can help you with some sample resumes so that you can have the BW skill set added, and I can, if you want, I can take some mock interviews so that you can test your knowledge level in BW. And we have regular assignments every day. Now that you are already having that experience with BO and HANA, we'll see BO integration and HANA integration, meaning we'll talk about BW on HANA, and then we'll talk about how BOBJ reporting can be integrated with BW. Let's say, for example, I want to build a web report directly with the best connectivity. What are the things we have to consider? Whether customer exit variable will work. So all that kind of BO integration and HANA integration will be discussed during the course. So that's it I have for this demo. I really made it quick because considering your experience in BO and HANA, I thought I don't need to go back to make you understand what is the data warehouse, why we are using this product. Okay, but ideally, I mean, if someone is who is new to IT, who is new to SAP, so I keep on explaining what is the data warehouse, why we require it. I mean, why can't you do reporting in an ECC system? What is ECC? And the people will have even someone who is new to IT, who is new to SAP, they don't even understand what is ECC. So
yeah,
that's where it will consume some time. So the training will be going on a neutral pace, considering there is someone new to IT, but we'll make sure that we are not too fast, we are not very slow, like explaining SQL concepts, basic what is table, etc. We'll go with a neutral pace so that everyone is at the same page. Now, typically we'll have a batch size of 3 to 4 people, okay, so that it will be more interactive. We will not have too many big batches. And you can always connect with me for any help during the training or after the training. Okay, so you can, I'll be sharing my email ID so that anytime during the training or after the training we can interact and then get closer to the tool as much as possible with some real scenarios.
And how often are the courses available? Is it every month there's a new course that's starting?
Yes, Jen. So I'm one of the trainers here, and there are other trainers. So we'll be starting batches very frequently, almost like every 1 month. We'll be starting a new batch.
Okay, that's good.
So for course fee and all, you can check with the associated training coordinator. So I hope you, whomever you got the email, you can just reply to this email about the other details related to the commercials and all.
Okay, that sounds good.
So any other questions, Jen? So you're from US, is it?
No, I'm from Canada actually.
Canada, okay.
Yeah.
Good. So I think this timing would be good with you, 10 p.m. EST.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a good question. So courses would start at the same time as this session?
So most probably the tentative plan is to start with 10 p.m. EST, but the schedule is not yet confirmed. So we'll post you in a day or two.
Okay. Okay, so that's usually it's around 10 p.m.
Yes. It would be around 9 p.m. EST to 10 p.m. EST.
Okay. Okay, that's good time.
And only on weekdays, Monday to Friday.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, then thanks a lot for attending the demo. And if you still have questions, you can post it on email. Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for attending.
Bye.